In this video, we're going to be making a milestones blanket. So the first thing that I did here is I designed my prints in Canva. I use Canva Pro on my phone to design this. You can use whatever design program you want. Creative Fabrica has a lot of milestone images that you can download as well. I just decided to do this one, and I was on my phone one day while we were traveling, and I just decided to design it on my phone. So after downloading my images, I had to print them, of course. And I am using my Epson EcoTank 2760 that I have converted over to sublimation printing by adding sublimation ink. I am also using HTV Ront 125 sublimation paper, a pressing pillow, and I am using my Cricut Easy Press for this today. Now you can use heat resistant tape to tape your images down on the blanket. And so I've got that pictured here as well. You are also going to need some protective paper, and I like to use parchment paper. You will probably want to use a measuring tape or a ruler so that you get your images in place just so that they are evenly spaced. And this is a blanket that I found. It's a polar fleece throw. It's 50 inches by 60 inches, and it's 100% polyester because, as you know, sublimation ink takes to polyester very well. This is not a blend, it's 100% polyester. Now, like I said, I downloaded my images from Canva and then I uploaded them into Word and I print those. But you want to remember, always with sublimation, you want to reverse or mirror your images or they'll be backwards when you press them. So here they look like they're backwards, and that's what you want. And then you also want to trim all of the excess paper, because when you are printing, sometimes you can get some stray ink on the edges of the paper. It's just best to trim all images down as far as you can so that you don't have the chance of getting that stray ink. Now it's time to prep the blanket. I used my dining room table for this because it seemed to be the best way that I could lay out my design. And so what I did is I laid my blanket out and then I used my lint roller and I got all the lint off. You want to make sure that you have no lint on the blanket because that will leave black marks when pressing. So then I was able to find the center and line up my design the way that I wanted on the blanket. Now you always put your images face down. So you're going to want to hold these up to the light to make sure that you are putting them on there correctly and they're not upside down or sideways. And so here you can see that I've laid out my images. Now at this point, you can tape them down with heat resistant tape. I did not use heat resistant tape on this project because I found with these polyester blankets like this that they will leave a tape mark, but that is up to you. I suggest, if you're leery on this, that you should tape it down with heat resistant tape. Something that I forgot to mention, when you get to this point of laying out your blanket, you're going to want to pre-press this for about 5 seconds to remove any moisture. So I just put protective paper down and I ran my easy press over this to get any extra moisture out of this. Moisture is not a friend of sublimation ink. So pre-pressing removes any excess moisture that might be in the cloth. Now here I am setting my easy press up for 385 degrees for 30 seconds. Now being this is 100% polyester, you're going to have to play with it a little bit. Anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds will be great time on these. 30 seconds might be too long, and if the longer that you press, the more press lines you're going to have. So I actually press these at 385 degrees for around 20 to 25 seconds. Now I just set the easy press on top of the blanket. I did not put any added pressure onto that. So be sure to cover your images with protective paper, and then you can press. And as you can see on the right here, this was the first image. This was about 22 seconds at 385 degrees. So I followed up and I did all 12 images the same. So here you can see numbers 1 through 12 are finished. Now, when you're going to use 100% polyester, you will find out that there will be press lines. And as you can see on the left there, you can see the press lines. I tried to get a good picture so that you could see the press lines. And so now what I do to help get rid of those press lines is I will lay a clean piece of protective paper down on top of the image, and you will not want to reuse this paper. Each time you press it, you're going to want to take a clean piece or it could leave ink residue on your blanket. So now what I did is I lay the protective paper down and then I lightly rub over the top of it. Maybe 10, 15 seconds, rubbing it all over on top of the protective paper, and that helps to get those press lines out. And here you can see that that takes out the majority of the press lines. Now I also added an image with my granddaughter's name on it. You can add whatever you want, to these. You can put phrases on there. You can put name. You can put the birth date, the weight, all that on there as well. I just decided to put her name on here. So here is the completed blanket. And here is what the blanket would look like if you were to put the baby on the blanket. So I actually purchased some gold rings to use on the blanket so that my daughter can just lay the gold ring on the month. So this would insinuate 1 month. That is not my granddaughter. That's just an image that I created with AI, but I just wanted you to see how the blanket works. I have put links below for items that I've used in this video and also a link to my Etsy store. Thank you.